Well, check it out, y'all. We got what you need. We're all living in apartments, condos, vans. Well, dude, even you can have a studio in a box. Yes, we can help you with that right here at Blind Knowledge. We work on your budget, and we figure out your measurements. We'll get you the best sound for the best price. Let me know, 877-237-1143 or at blindknowledge.com. Yep.
Welcome to Maniacal Musings, and that shit almost threw me off. I'm your host, Jeremy, as always, guiding you into the super unknown. Wait, wrong show. I fell on black days recently. In this black hole fucking sun called Earth. I need to ride my wave as daylight dies, and that's all I got for me this fucking week. My co-host, though. Ooh, my co-host. He will break the silence and tell you to reject yourself. The ladies call him daddy after he fucks them blind. The MILFs call him the mailman in these desperate times. Chancy motherfucking Greif.
Hi.
Yes, your musers are back once again for another episode. Our second in like 3 days. Y'all welcome. We slave for you. We slave. But of course, we are joined by a guest, as always. And our guest today is Kevin Goote. Why the fuck I want to throw a French accent on that? Right. But he's a stand-up comedian, a TV show host, and host of the Gutting the Sacred Cow podcast. And I love that fucking name. I love it.
Yeah, buddy.
Nothing like gutting. If you're going to gut a cow, make sure it's a sacred cow. Come on. Do it right. But welcome to the show, Kevin.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for having me. How's it going tonight? Good?
Yeah. It's going all right over here. How you doing tonight?
Not bad. It's monsooning over here in North Jersey, so hopefully the lights don't go out. That would suck.
Massachusetts. So, yeah, monsooning here too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I saw your East Coast. I was on your site real fast. I was like, oh, he's East Coast. Nice.
Hence the dog's going batshit in the background, I assume.
No, one's in heat and the other one just wants to get out of his cage and hump 24/7. So,
oh, sweet. Me too.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? I can't blame him, but at the same time, it's annoying as shit.
Mm.
But Kevin, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your podcast is first before we get started?
I'd be glad to. It's my second favorite topic to talk about besides myself. Gutting the Sacred Cow. Thank you. We'll pause for laughter next time. I'm a professional, for Christ's sakes. Gutting the Sacred Cow is the best movie podcast you'll ever hear. Why? Because we're very different than any other movie podcast. We invite guests to pick a film they find overrated or hate and try to convince us to see their argument. But here's the twist. The film must meet one of these criteria. Widely beloved, critically acclaimed, or a financial success. So you can't come on and go, well, Friday the 13th Part 8, that's a real piece of shit. Yeah, we know that. We give a platform to those people with an unpopular opinion about some of our most popular films ever. People have tried to come on and do Jaws, Back to the Future, Matrix, Die Hard, The Dark Knight. This week's episode, The Crow. Upcoming episodes, Blazing Saddles, Annie Hall. Can you believe that? The Godfather. People hate these films. Want to know why they hate them? Can they convince us or even get us to have a slight change of our scores? Gutting the Sacred Cow on all podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, and of course, YouTube, where you can watch our smug, smiling faces as we cast our snootier than thou opinions about films and see if our guests are right, if we're indifferent, or they're just wrong and assholes. Gutting the Sacred Cow at gmail.com. If you want to hang out with us, drop us a line, advertise with us. Give that a whirl. Thanks again, fellas, for the time.
I love that premise.
Thank you.
All right. I'm pretty sure Chancy saw me smiling like a bandit over here, and he has an idea what I have in mind. But Have you done Princess Bride or Spaceballs yet?
Yes and yes.
God damn it.
Funny enough, you say that Spaceballs was the third or fourth film that was done, and every year one of us, the host, sit and we call the Gutters chair, and they pick a film that they want to decide to completely disassemble. I sat down and did Princess Bride and explained why it's an unabashed piece of shit.
We are gonna be best friends. We are gonna be best fucking friends. Chancy's like, poor Andre.
I mean, it's understandable. I love Andre the Giant, but that doesn't make the movie like an instant classic. I enjoyed it, but I also enjoyed it for what it was.
Talk to some bastards I know who can tell them different, but
never liked it as a kid. Never liked it as an adult.
Never saw it as a kid. Saw it as an adult that they're much critically acclaimed by fellow podcasters. Went back in their faces, and I was like, what the fuck are you smoking? This movie is trash.
Mm-hmm.
And Spaceballs, I'm a Star Wars fan, so that's why I hate that. But simple enough. But
I just think it's the jokes are so weak and terrible and hacky and schmaltzy. I get it's camp, but it's just, it's a comb in a desert. Oh, it's wordplay. Okay. All right. What else you got? Oh, we're jamming the radar. Oh, okay. We're jamming. Okay. Jam. Okay. And then just the second grader-esque double entendres. I love double entendres too, but man, these are all jokes that second graders write. And it's just such lazy jokes and humor. I find it to be annoying and quite irksome.
Yeah, it's a reasonable argument.
I know. I do. I have almost 200 episodes. I better have a fucking rock solid argument, either pro or con the film that we are discussing.
Oof.
Sometimes sometimes we're indifferent. Sometimes like, I see your point. I'm not going to die in the hill. Sometimes we're like, fuck, this movie is trash. And sometimes like, you're an asshole. This movie is amazing. And you're just a jerk off.
Well, okay. I'm seriously hoping The Godfather went the latter, but
what are you saying? It's an amazing film.
Yeah.
Well, you'll find out next week.
Oh, there we go.
So now it's time for everybody listening to grab their phones or iPads, grab your podcast app, and click subscribe. And I repeat, when we charm the pants off of you, it would really be a helpful thing. Just a 2-second little favor to ask. Leave us that 5-star rating, 2 or 3 sentence review, wherever you listen to podcasts. It really does help with us in the algorithm. And I love screen shooting my favorite reviews. So make them witty, kids. Make them witty.
And Chancy, I hope you're taking notes because that's how you podcast. But
you're goddamn right.
But let's start this off the right way as always. Kevin, what CD did you choose to bring and why did you want to bring it?
Oh my God. It's been a minute since I heard someone decide to call it a CD, which makes me happy. I chose Soundgarden's best album, Superunknown. I believe it's 1993 without even looking. I'll double check myself, but I'm pretty damn sure.
I think you are right if I'm not mistaken, but I haven't looked at it in about a week because it's, as everybody knows, this episode was postponed for personal reasons.
94. I'm wrong. I'll take 10 lashes on my ass right now.
Chancy, get your paddle. Actually, you're right. You're right. It is 94 because I picked my CD around that area too for that reason. So, but why did you want to bring the CD out of all the CDs in the world?
I had a couple of that you've done, because people get all hot and what the fuck is wrong with me? High and mighty about what is the best grunge album. And I can argue, obviously, Nirvana in Utero. I think Nevermind is just too fucked out now. I've heard it too many times and it's still good. Don't get me wrong. Unplugged. Alice in Chains Dirt, can definitely argue that too. But I don't think Superunknown really is getting the credit that it truly deserves. People know Black Hole Sun, but there are a ton more better songs on there than Black Hole Sun. And most importantly, why I chose this album is I choose other albums I think that are the best. Come together with your hands, save me. I'm together with your plan, save me. Say has the most bangers per album. I'm not gonna very funny quick aside. Don Jameson of That Metal Show has been on our podcast several times. He is a prince and a gem. He has had me on his podcast several times and kind of stolen, and as he will admit, my idea, and it's called Gutting the Sacred Album, where he has me pick an album I feel that is overrated and explain why it is. The first one I did, Black Sabbath, Paranoid. The second one I did, AC/DC, Back in Black. Why? Because they don't have the high number of banger tracks on them. And some of those are just victims of their own success, unfortunately, especially Back in Black. I'm not saying it sucks by any stretch. They're both solid albums. I'm saying for it to be called a classic, it needs to have a way better than 50% strike rate for having a banger track on that album. And Superunknown has that in spades.
I definitely agree about AC/DC. I think all their albums are a little overrated, but that's me.
Now that's silly talk, and I won't stand for that.
Well, personally, you are the second person to bring Soundgarden in this show. I think the first was Chancy, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Chancy?
All right. I'm not sure if it was me or not.
Oh no, it was Phil. It was
yeah, I was gonna say. I thought it was the guest. Yeah.
It was Phil from Yaha Podcast. He brought on Soundgarden.
Bad Motorfinger, I think, is what it was.
Of course he did, because he's not going to do the first album. He's not going to do what was 97 with Ty Cobb and Pretty Noose and all that one. I forgot the name of that album. He's not going to bring either of those on, so it had to be Bad Motorfinger.
Which Bad Motorfinger, Soundgarden, I'm not the biggest fan of. I mean, Bad Motorfinger was okay, and Superunknown though was good. I mean, I definitely was able to get a top 5 out of it without even freaking questioning it. And yes, Black Hole Sun is not number 1. That's for sure.
Nope.
It's on the top 5, but it's not number 1. But I mean, personally, I'm just not a Soundgarden fan. What's his name? Chris? What?
Cornell.
My wife would slap me right now if I didn't know his name. But Chris Cornell. I mean, he's a good singer. But I don't feel like his singing was really amplified on this album as much as it was on Bad Motorfinger. I mean, besides Black Hole Sun. I mean, but the rest of the songs, I don't think they let him sing the way he should have sang. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I can't speak for everybody in the world, because Lord knows I can't. There's a reason Chancy needs support groups. But
it's
a
fact.
I enjoyed the album overall. I mean, it was definitely rocking. It definitely had a lot of bangers, and I enjoyed it. But Chancy, what did you think of Superunknown?
I'm a fan of Soundgarden. So when I found out about, this being the album that was chosen, I didn't even really have to listen to it. I already knew my honorable mention, top 5, solid. It's really, Kevin covered the whole gamut there. I mean, it's got a lot of bangers, a lot of classic stuff that I just remember growing up with. There's honestly so little that I could say against this album. It's gold. Or
bingo.
Platinum.
Thanks for having common sense.
Yeah, I try.
Mission accomplished.
I am not a fan of 90s grunge. That's just the thing. Like, I've hated on more grunge bands in the show than when Chancy brought on Tool, I fucking unleashed on it. But
Tool's not grunge. Stop it.
Yeah, I know. He's got no taste, dude. He's got no taste.
We've been through this, Chancy. Unique taste.
Tool's not grunge, guys. It's the 4. It's the 4 of the main. Oh, well, if you want to go, I'll do it very fast. Obviously, it's Soundgarden. Obviously, it's Pearl Jam. Obviously, Nirvana wrote the book. Alice in Chains. Then, of course, we have the second tier: the Mother Love Bone, the Temple of the Dog, the Green Hell. Excuse me. Those kind of bands. Screaming Trees. That whole. Basically, if you're out of Seattle, you were part of it, with the exception of Pearl Jam. Those are the big ones. I'm not Stone Temple Pilots, not grunge. Some people try and lump that in there. Nope. No, thank you. Hard rock, absolutely not grunge.
All right. Well, there's your lunch and grunge for the week, ladies and gentlemen. But
you're welcome.
But Kevin, what would be your top 5 was any honorable mentions you had on your CD?
Top 5 songs on that album. Well, the self-titled track, bang. Superunknown itself. Why not start anywhere else but there? That's a banger. I absolutely love Spoon Man. Sorry, I take it back. I hate Spoon Man. That's one song I don't like. Limo Wreck, love it. Kickstand, love it. 4th of July, love it. Fresh Tendrils, love it. I'm missing one more, aren't I?
If you want to honorable mention it, yeah, of course.
Damn. Oh, Head Down, love it. Never even, always skip past it for a while. Saw them live on their last tour before Chris decided to, hang himself. They played Head Down, and man, what a banger.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but Fell in Black Days, My Wave, Let Me Drown,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to love me on this one then.
All right.
My number 5 was My Wave.
Okay.
And I don't really have specific reasons for any of these. It's just these were the ones that stuck out the most to me, and these were the ones that actually I really got into like headbanging with and whatnot. Number 4 was Superunknown, of course, because that's a damn good song.
Yep.
Number 3 is Black Hole Sun because I had to put it in the top 5, and it didn't make its way, and I got pushed down a couple times. Number 2 was Mailman.
Okay.
Mainly because of that line, I know I'm heading to the bottom, but I'm riding you all the way. Like, that's an amazing line right there. I've been there in life, and that's a freaking... When you're going to the bottom, but you can take someone with you, it makes it a little bit better. A little bit better. But number 1 for me was Fell in Black Days.
You fucked out. It's too fucked out for me. It's all right. It just got... Again, you want to say victim of its own success. But I was never on board from jump when that came out. So I'm the wrong person to ask about that one.
Well, considering I never heard the CD until last week, so but besides Black Hole Sun, obviously. Everybody who's been at a supermarket knows that song. But Chancy, what are your rankings, good sir?
So my honorable mention was Like Suicide.
Okay.
It's a good song.
That wasn't bad, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, number 5 was Fell on Black Days. Number 4 was Black Hole Sun. Number 3 was Spoon Man.
Yeah.
2 was Superunknown. No, I'm sorry. No, 2 was Kickstand. Number 1 was Superunknown. What's up, CL?
See, at least I didn't have fucking Spoon Man in mind. There you go.
Yeah, not a fan of that one, but that's cool. Hey, listen, that's your list. That's a lot of blackness. Sure is.
I'm not sure you're referring to CL, but okay, I'll go with it. But I mean, all right. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's Soundgarden's never bad. I don't mind listening to them ever. I mean, there's been a lot of worse bands I brought on this show before, but I wrestled a bear once. But
give me like the worst 3 bands that someone brought on here.
Cottonmouth Kings.
Oh, for Christ's sakes!
Fuck you.
Thank you. It's fucking trash.
All right. Who the fuck's the guy I hate, Chancy? I can't think of the name.
Which one? You fucking hate everything, dude.
No, I do not. Sun. What the fuck's name is?
Sunhouse.
Never heard of him.
He's a blues man. He's like old school blues.
Chancy made me sit through a fucking hour and a half of that shit.
Yep.
You bastard. But then this other group I don't even know the fucking name of, but it was all like sound like video game music.
Daft Punk.
No. I think Daft Punk actually would appreciate it a little more than this band. But and then who's the other one? I can't even think of the other one that was really that bad. There was another one that was like the same. Oh, what's that one that Shannon brought on twice?
Shit.
That folky fucking band.
That doesn't narrow anything down.
I know. Shit. I can't think of the name of it. Hey, it's a very folky hippie band type of shit. I couldn't see it.
Still doesn't narrow anything down.
I know. Shannon brought it on, dude. That should narrow it down for you, but
you said twice, so now I have to think back to the albums or the shows that she was on.
Oh, that's what she meant. there's a lot of black titles in that album.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she loves your lamp, Chancy.
Nice. Thank you.
It's
Is she like Brick from Anchorman? I love Lamp.
No. That's awesome though.
that's hilarious. But nah, CL's awesome. She has an amazing relationship podcast. But
yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, there's been other bands too that I just couldn't fucking stand. But I mean, it's usually I can at least stand it. Usually I can at least stand enough to get top 5. I don't think there's ever been a time I couldn't get a top 5 off a band. But that's me personally. I don't know, Chancy, who are your worst 3? Besides Cottonmouth Kings.
So okay. So the other 2. Oh Jesus. There was one of the Avantasia albums that you brought that I wasn't a fan of. The band's okay, but the band, I don't remember the album itself because it was forgettable.
We only did 3.
I know. It's 33% chance to suck. I'm trying to think of another one that I just absolutely despised. Chris Webby.
Oh. Q, there you go, Q. Oh my God. Well, yeah, Chris. I actually didn't mind Chris Webby. He reminds me of a lot of rappers I listen to. So I don't know. You ever heard Chris Webby, Kevin?
Nope.
You're not missing anything.
Some of his lyrics aren't bad. But he basically doesn't want to be Eminem. I want to be Eminem, but
no good.
Yeah, you know the world needs more of those. But the album that I decided to bring today because, well, for various reasons, besides it just being an amazing album, but the album I decided to bring is Korn's Korn, because
I can never see no escape. All the laughing, all the pain. If you want me, what would you do? Nothing, probably. You just throw me away. I can see it's hard to find. There's blessing in disguise. Why you treat me this way?
basically the album Kevin brought, I'm like, all right, I don't know really. I'm like, there's so many bands I could match Soundgarden to. There really is. Bands I like, but I'm like, all right. So when I get to that point where I can't pick a band, I usually go by the year the CD came out. And I try to pick something the year the CD came out. And I'm like, what came out in '94? I'm like, a lot of good shit came out in '94. But I'm like, I was thinking Korn already, along with a bunch of other bands. Iron Maiden almost. It was too early for Lordy, I think, and just it was too early for a lot of the bands I love. But I was thinking Manson too for a hot second, but then I'm like, you know what? I haven't brought Korn on the show yet. Let's bring Korn's first album that came out in '94 because it was an instant classic, and some of the subjects touched on it are fucking need to be touched on. They needed to be touched on in the '90s, and they were just dark. Like even the album cover just showing like the dad standing over the girl in the swing, and it looks like Freddy Krueger in the shadow. Like it's just insane, the album cover. So I mean, I had to bring it in. This album has a lot of fucking high spots, so I would, it'd be perfect. I thought so. I brought Korn's Korn, but Kevin, what did you think of Korn's debut album?
I think it fucking sucks. I think it fucking sucks. I never liked Korn. I had a roommate in college who loved Korn. I listened to that. I go, you know, let me give it the old college effort again. I think every fucking song sounds the same. It's the same like vein that Godsmack and all those guys ripped from, but literally every fucking song sounds the same. There's nothing that varies itself. It's the same chord structure. It's the same cadence. It's the same horse shit. I fucking hate Korn. So I said, all right, let's give it another shot. Nope. I was right back in 1994.
Oh my God. I mean, and actually they don't do any of the beatboxing on this one. They don't do that till the Freak on a Leash album. I forget what the fuck it's called this second, but
yeah, Freak on a Leash.
Is it called? I thought the album was called. Oh no, the album's called Follow the Leader.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, they don't do any of the beatbox until that shit. Like that's when they started that, and that's when they eventually started working with Daft Punk and other bands in the future as well. But or not
They
Daft Punk,
work with Daft Punk.
not Daft Punk. Skrillex.
Oh, even worse. I'd rather be Daft Punk.
Actually, the album they did with Skrillex was really good because their styles just mesh perfectly. But in my opinion, that album will be on here eventually. I'm just waiting for the right album to bring it against. But Chancy, what did you think of Korn's debut album?
See, I liked the first two albums, but that was pretty much it for me. I mean, it was good, but I mean, Kevin's got a point. There's a lot of similar sound and structure, and
You gonna tell me Nirvana? You're gonna tell me Nirvana sound different in every fucking song they did? No, they didn't.
Please fucking do a side-by-side comparison of Nirvana. Nirvana did ballads. They did fucking other shit too besides the hard shit. Korn showed no variation. It's all 12 fucking songs of the same exact shit. And I emphasize and underscore shit. Nirvana, way more variety. Motherfucker, they're the first ones to do successfully unplugged. I don't see Korn doing that shit. So I think you should take that opinion and just sprinkle it away in the wind.
I love this guest. I just do. I really do. I could take my music being shit on. I'm used to it because of.
I mean, you cannot tell me Nirvana had to fucking all the songs sound the same. That's just fucking stupid right there. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
I mean that lovingly. I'm not trying to sound, pejorative, but
well, I mean, in my mind, you pick a lot of bands from the '90s. They sound the same. Tool, fucking. Hell,
why do you keep going back to the Tool well, man?
I'll agree with you on Tool, but to say that Nirvana all sounds the same is fucking stupid. There's way more variety with them than you could have grabbed any other grunge band. I would have been like, maybe kind of not even Soundgarden. Maybe I would have let Alice in Chains. Actually, no, Alice in Chains not really either, but not Nirvana. There's way more variety there.
I never listened to Alice in Chains, so I can't comment. But
all right.
Yeah, Chancy's like, all right, I got an album for a future episode now. But
I've already brought them on the show, dude.
Oh, okay, then I have listened. Oh, yeah, you did. I have listened to them. Okay, yeah, they weren't bad. I think. I don't remember. Dispensaries are legal, dude. Come on. You check your number shit from like a year ago?
Yes.
Actually, wasn't that the Bad Motorfinger episode you brought Alice in Chains on, or am I mistaken?
I'd
have to look. I don't freaking know. But, well, I had two honorable mentions for the CD because I fucking love this CD. Like, it's not my favorite Korn CD by any fucking means. Follow the Leader is a much better CD. The one with Skrillex is a better CD in my opinion. A couple other ones that came out in the 2000s. But all right, you want ballads and shit? The stuff they did in the 2000s had ballads. They had other like types of songs on them than just the same old shit. It wasn't until they made themselves that they started like diversifying their music a little bit. They had to have their name first. I mean, Jonathan Anderson's single CD he released is completely different than Korn. And it's actually really good. I got to bring it on here one time. But my first honorable mention was Ball Tongue. Because I just love the name of that song mainly. And it wasn't bad. The guitars were good in that. Number 6 is Fake. Because I can think of so many people I know that song identifies with. It just, so many fake people in this world. Number 5 is Blind. Because how can it not be Blind? Blind's one of their most iconic songs ever, and just the way it opens up with the freaking like hi-hat and the freaking drums, like, I love that fucking song. Number 4 is I Need To. That song hits you right in the feels every time you hear it. Number 3 is Clown, because that song's just fucking hilarious. I love that song, and I love the way it opens. Like the freaking nursery rhymes in and everything too. It's like classic metal almost. Number 2 is Faggot. Because I love Jonathan Anderson's personal story behind that song. I love that he was called that all through high school for wearing like eyeliner and dressing like a goth emo kid before emo was a thing, really. But I mean, that song is so much personal relations, and when he just starts screaming faggot in the middle of that song, it's just like, like you feel his pain. And then number 1, of course, was Daddy, because how could it not be Daddy? Daddy is iconic. He literally breaks down the end of the song and cries, which his actual father never did anything to him. He admitted that in an interview. It was a family friend or another relative that actually abused him. So that's why he wrote that song. And the tears at the end are very real because at the end of writing it, he just broke down and started remembering things. But I mean, it's just it's a song that, especially in the 90s, need to be put out there, need to be put in the mainstream, I think. It touched on a very important topic and it needed to be fucking touched. Like, and the song is just creepy too. It's just so fucking creepy. It's just like, ugh. Like, hashtag kill your local pedophile. That's the way I feel. But, I mean, Daddy is just an amazing song. And just the, hey, Daddy, what are you doing? Like, it's just like, the way it goes back and forth like that. Like, that's why Jonathan Anderson's a fucking great singer. Like, he really is. But he can do so many things with his voice. It's not even, I mean, the beatboxing alone, and when you get later in the career, it's just phenomenal. Freak on Leash was one of the first times I ever saw Korn, and I think I was watching like in 1998, like the top 100 music videos of the year. And I think Freak on Leash won that year as number one because the music video was fucking amazing when they're in that like room and the bullets are flying back and forth and everything. Like, it's just, and just following the bullet through like all the scenes is just an amazing video. Like, I mean, I don't know. But Daddy is just an incredible fucking song. I love it. I mean, Jonathan Anderson said a lot of things in this CD that needed to be sang in the 90s before any of this stuff was really out in the open like it is now. You know, Epstein Island and all that bullshit. So, but what were your top five, Kevin?
None. There's not one song on here that's a top five. Every one of those songs, I had nothing to say or comment. There's none of Freak on the Leash is probably the only one I liked, and that's like a C- at best. Everything else, I just never. And the sad thing is, I'm looking for stuff to find new stuff or even stuff that's old that I just don't that has made its way on my phone. I hated every song on that album. So no top five for me.
All right. Good to know that we ever have you back on the show, which we definitely should. But if we have you back on the show, I'm going to reach outside the box to find something that I know I love that you probably never even heard of. So,
all right. Well, hopefully it's better than your taste that you've chosen tonight.
It won't be.
Chancy, I surprised you once or twice.
Yeah, you know, the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then.
It shines on my dog's asses every fucking day. So, but
what if you're a nudist and the sun always shines in your ass like a dog all the time? So that's really not a fair comparison.
Dude, if I could live in a nudist community, I so would. But I got kids and I'm not putting them through that. So,
all right.
Trust me, single me was looking into that at one point.
Okay, sounds like someone's on the run from the law.
Nah, just who would want to live somewhere you can be naked 24/7? Like, come on, that'd just be awesome.
No, with people that you don't want to see naked. That's the problem.
I mean, I'm the type of person that likes to see like every female version naked, so I'm good.
I got news for you, pal. It ain't just females you'll be seeing in those places.
I know. But
in fact, probably way more dudes than women. So I hate to burst that bubble.
Oh, trust me, you're not bursting no bubble. I'm pretty damn sure of that. But I'm comfortable enough in my masculinity.
All right.
But
knock it out.
Chancy, what were your top five Korn songs?
So number 5 for me was Daddy.
Really, motherfucker?
Yeah, really.
How's it number 5?
Fucking easy. It's after 4.
You dickhead.
Before 6. Number 4 was Faget, if you will.
Oh, you're French.
Yeah. Number 3 for me was Chutes and Ladders.
That is a damn good song.
It's pretty good. I haven't actually listened to this album in a very long time, so it was easy for me to put stuff down.
That's why I was excited about bringing it because I haven't listened to it like in full in so long.
Number 2 was Clown.
Yeah.
And number 1 was Blind.
Mm-hmm. The fact that Blind was my number 5, I honestly did not see that coming ahead of time, so I thought it was gonna be like in the top 2. I mean, because I grew up on the Korn greatest hits before I ever got into Korn fully. So I mean, Blind was on there, Chutes and Ladders was on there, of course. Clown.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's all that songs on this. They didn't want to put Daddy or Faggot on. I'm pretty sure, but
it was always on in the self-titled album was always on in the weight room when I was in junior high. So
seriously,
I always yeah.
I'm pretty sure in my weight room in middle school they were playing like fucking 70s music. So
Yeah, no, out here, fucking, they take that shit real fucking serious, and you're gonna hear all types of different shit there.
well, nothing motivates you to lift weights more than someone just yelling faggot at you constantly. So
I suppose.
and I mean, I just gotta say, the other reason that day was my number one is because he refuses to play it live. I don't think they ever played it live because he refuses. Like, and that says something. That says something. If like that song means that much to you that you don't want to play it live because you might actually break you down on stage, like that's fucking rough, dude. That's fucking rough. But that means that it is about that time where we are going to go to Mr. Greif's album of choice for this week, which he actually tried bringing this on once before, and that person never showed up for the episode, so we had to save it we had to put it back in the queue for another episode. But what album did you bring, Chancy, and why?
I brought Killswitch Engage's As Daylight Dies. It's I'm a fan of the band. I've seen them. It's a good show. I like both the singers. Personally, I always preferred Howard Jones a little bit more, but you know, it's all good stuff. I did what I always do, really. Every time we get something, I went to my liked playlist and hit shuffle, and my number one choice song came on. So I was like, oh, nice. So I went back to the album and was like, yeah, I'm going to bring it. Fucking send it.
Yeah, then. Well, before I get started on my shit, Kevin, what do you think of Killswitch Engage?
I thought it fucking sucked too. I thought every song sounds the same. I couldn't get into it. I've heard the mention a million times. Like, all right, cool. Let me just give it a shot. And man, there's nothing there I could wrap my hand around. So you guys picked two that I thought, oh shit, I don't even. There's not a debate here. There's like your top five sucks versus my top five. I thought that sucked. I couldn't get into it. Nothing struck me at all. And you're choking to death. I guess that kind of tips us off on where your thoughts are on this film. This album. Yeah, it wasn't for me. Was it as annoying as Korn? It was not, but I did not like it.
Hey, I'll take it.
No. The reason I'm coughing is because I just ain't had a Little Princess Bride, but I mean, no, Killswitch Engage. Besides CM Punk's theme song, I've never been a big fan, but his original theme song. But this album is actually the one I think I owned in high school because it came out in 2006, and that was my senior year of high school. I'm pretty sure I owned this CD at one point, or downloaded or something. I actually no owned. I wasn't even really downloading music at that point because they were all virus-ridden shits. But fuck Napster, fuck LimeWire, fuck FrostWire. But I actually see Killswitch Engage. I like the duality in their music where it's half like can barely understand it and then half like actually like him singing melodic with it. Like I like that with him, but it's just I can't listen to them all the time. I did re-listen to this album today because the original time Chancy brought on the show, like I listened to it obviously, and when he brought it again, I'm like, all right, I'll just go to the songs I hearted on Spotify and use those for my top five. Oh, wait, I hearted every fucking song on this album. God fucking damn it. So I had to listen to the whole album again. Actually, my top five changed completely from the original list I had the first time I listened to it. So, or the 5 I picked from the whole album, I recognize the song titles. So it worked. And I mean, Killswitch Engage is not the worst thing you ever fucking brought on the show, Chancy, by far. So
I'll fix that.
I mean, I don't know. Even surprised me lately with shit. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I've been able to skip group a couple times for that shit. So, you know. But what were your top 5 in your own album, Chancy?
So I had a honorable mention, which was Reject Yourself. Number 5 was Break the Silence. Number 4 was Still Beats Your Name. 3 was Daylight Dies, or As Daylight Dies. Number 2 was My Curse. And number 1 was This Is Absolution. I always liked that song. I actually didn't know that it was Killswitch Engage at first because I had heard it through a third party. And that was the thing, like you were saying, how he switches from guttural to melodic. That was what caught my attention, was the chorus going just full melodic. And, before that I'd seen that done, but usually it's with like 2 people.
Like Slipknot, yeah.
Sure. But yeah, I mean, that was my picks for it. My Curse I picked because, it's a good song and I enjoyed playing it on Guitar Hero back in the day when I was younger. You can't go wrong with Guitar Hero.
No rock band, no slouch.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Guitar Hero was the shit back in college, man. I fucking love that shit.
College. I guess I'm dating myself now. All right, cool.
Oh, that's when the first one came out when I was my first year of college, and that's when I bought the guitar, and I bought every Guitar Hero that came out for like pretty much all. I think I bought all of them actually at one point or another. It was a great game. I never got the newest one with the downloadable shit. Like I just never got. I lost my guitar by that point because I changed systems, and then my wife's kid had a Wii stolen, so I brought mine over with Guitar Hero, and guess what? When she left to move to North Carolina, guess what? All of a sudden vanished from the apartment. All my Guitar Hero equipment. So, and my Wii. So, yeah, fuck. That's what you get when you day heroin act. But yeah, what were your top 5 Killswitch Engage, if you have any, Kevin?
None, 0, absolutely zilch. Absolutely thought this album was terrible. Not my cup of tea. And that, again, it's none of those bands hit me at all. The ones that you guys suggested, it just gave me a chance and nothing stood out. So nada.
All right. Oh, see, I'm almost looking forward to the challenge of you coming on again and having to pick an album that I can actually get you to listen to and pick out 5.
All right. Well, don't hold your breath.
I got a question for the end that I think is going to help us be a little better prepared next time. But I did have 2 honorable mentions, Chancy, on the CD. I did. And you didn't mention number 7. Number 7 was for you.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, yeah.
Number 6 was Reject Yourself, because
nice.
Who hasn't done that in their young years? But number 5 was Daylight Dies, because title track, it's awesome. Number 4 was Desperate Times. Fucking love that song. Number 3 was My Curse, because that song was fucking haunting. Number 2 was Eye of the Storm, which you didn't mention either.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole You Are Never Alone thing made me think of my wife. Like, that if we actually got married at like our ceremony, that's actually one song I could see playing as my wedding song.
Right on.
I'm pretty sure my family looked at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? But still, I would do it. And number 1 was Break the Silence.
Yeah.
I almost felt like I had implications like that was the same thing as Daddy. Like I almost felt like it was the same message almost. I mean, that's my
possibly,
but who knows? I always see lines where there's no lines. That's part of being a paranormal podcaster. But so yeah, I enjoyed Killswitch Engage, and I enjoyed listening to it again today at work for 40 minutes. So, but the question I have for Kevin now is, besides certain grunge bands, what is your music style that you actually like respect?
Respect or like? I mean, that's I don't respect country. I don't respect country music, so we can throw that shit right in the fire.
Neither of us do either. Besides,
Great.
Chancy, with a few older artists.
We can move along then.
What do you feel?
I mean,
like?
what do I like? I love punk music. I love skater punk. Bad Religion and Nirvana, my two favorite bands of all time. I love Pennywise. Offspring. I have a soft spot for. I know. I met Noodles when I was doing stand up one night, and he's the nicest guy, and loved him as Offspring as a kid. Rise Against. So just a ton of again skater punk-ish music. I mean, Metallica, Guns N' Roses. Fantastic all-time stuff. AC/DC. I saw the Stones a few years ago on their last tour before Charlie dropped dead. I mean, classical music I really love and appreciate. Old school rap I fucking love. Let's not forget that. I even love house and electronica music. I don't give a shit what you say. I fucking love that stuff. I go to Vegas every year, go to the clubs. I don't care. It's fucking great. That's the only brand of music I feel now that has still it's changing for the better. I.e., rap now sucks. It's not been good since Jay-Z's The Black Album. Punk music, I haven't found any new punk bands to get a hold of to embrace. It's been a real tough. And people keep throwing me suggestions. I just can't. It's just nothing's grabbing me. No new real hard rock. Nothing grabbing.
Have you heard of Dog Fashion Disco or Polka Dot Cadaver?
Say that again without mumbling.
Have you heard of Dog Fashion Disco or Polka Dot Cadaver?
Hold on, I'm writing this down. No, I haven't. Dogfish Disco.
Dog Fashion.
Fashion.
Dog Fashion Disco.
Yep.
And the other one was
Polka Dot Cadaver. They're out of Baltimore. Well, originally.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're all kind of somewhere else, but they it's kind of like an avant-garde. They have different sounds. It's honestly, you might not like it, but that's okay because it's not exactly for everybody.
What are they like? Yeah, what are they like? Let's narrow that down.
If I was going to compare it to anything, I would say I always describe. Actually, that's not true. I always used to describe it as like a modern day Pink Floyd.
Oh fuck! Because Pink Floyd.
No,
minus the psychedelic, as far as like solid trip element that they had, that Pink Floyd had.
Right.
Like it's literally you go from kind of a heavy metal, faster tone to it'll have like jazz elements. It'll have like horns, and it's like I said, you gotta check it out. It's kind of
I'll give it a listen. Listen, I'll check anything out except gay sex. That's not my forte. But music wise, I mean, I'll give it a listen. I may just end up bailing out after a few tracks of each. But listen, I'm trying to find new stuff because, again, it's sad. If you don't count like DJs, if you count that, the newest, and I use that in quotes, band I have on my phone is pretty much like fucking Rise Against, and they're 20 plus years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, you don't fuck with underground rap,
like
people. Well, I mean, I'm a juggalo, so I can name a lot. But I mean,
we can cut we can cut this discussion right the fuck off with that juggalo. That's funny. Why are you not sipping Faygo and showing, oh my God, you're on an FBI watch list? You have more teeth.
I've never been arrested. since I had that tattoo for the last 7 years, I've never been arrested. So.
Oh my God. All right. What other underground rap besides that are you offering up?
Fuck. No. Do you like horrorcore at least? Like violent
grave diggers, if you really want to go back and dig.
Oh, I fucking love Grave Diggers.
That was good. I remember that from when I was in high school. Just dated myself. I don't give a shit.
Okay, if you like Grave Diggers,
it's all right. I'm saying it's okay. I mean,
you don't fuck with Hobson?
I don't know what that is. Hobson?
HOPSIN. I just turned one of our best friends, previous guest, into it, and he is amazed by it. Like when I turned the album I brought for him. So I mean, Hobson is one of the better new rappers out there now. Like, I mean, he's been around since like 2009, but he's
all right. I tried getting into Doom MF because everyone loved him. I know he died not long ago. No. But I didn't. It didn't strike me. It was too like Diggable Planets ish for me. I know it's a shitty comparison, but I can't think of. There's another one I can't think of that'd be a better one. But that was the first thing that popped out when I couldn't think of the other one. That didn't grab me. I mean, like Dude, give me the old Wu-Tang. Give me Ultramagnetic MCs. Give me Eric B. and Rakim. Run DMC. I'll go down the fuck. Jungle Brothers. Give me that shit then. 90s stuff. I'll eat that up with a spoon. Backspin 43 on Sirius. I'm on all the time. There's been nothing though. I try. It's not.
Hobson might change that. He's a newer.
All right. All right. I'll give it a listen.
But I mean, other than that, if you're not into the juggler scene, if you're not into like the hardcore like songs about killing people scene.
Yeah, I can't relate to people who guzzle Mountain Dew Code Red that gets water. I can't.
I don't hate any people who don't like hardcore because it's not for everybody. It's really not.
No,
but you have to be. It had to go through some shit in life to like that music. So, it's the bottom line. But
are you playing the Juggalo? Are you playing Insane Clown Posse for your dogs? So that way they don't shut the fuck up and they're trying to escape.
No, if I was gonna play anything for my dogs, it would be Ailstorms for Dogs albums, which are actually their songs, but
are dogs barking? Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah,
I brought Ailstorm on the show once. It was only for Chancy because our guest never showed up that week. But
I see a common theme here that people are not showing up on your show.
Well, the problem is I book guests on the sites like I got you on like months in advance, and then they end up like deleting their account or something, and they just never see the messages again.
Oh, that sucks.
It's people who want to guest on a podcast and they realize like that some of them actually require work, and then I think they just kind of back out of it. Like you can't just come on a podcast and expect to talk random shit for an hour. Like there are those that exist, but a lot of them you're gonna have to like study something or focus on something. Like it's just gonna be. I never met many podcasters who were just like, "Oh yeah, come on, we'll talk random shit for an hour," and I've done those and they suck. Like you're sitting there in silence while they try to think of topics. Like it's just, what's going on, David? Glad to see you watching, buddy. But all right, one more question before we wrap up, and I gotta ask, what about like older pop music? Like are you a Prince fan, MJ fan?
Michael Jackson, yeah. In fact, that was my first concert. Was the Michael Jackson Victory Tour. I was in the first grade, and I was in bed. Yeah, exactly. I told you I was older. I got my dad was supposed to take my mom, but my baby brother got sick, and I got to go step in. It was my dad's like a work trip, client trip. Excuse me, where he had to take clients out, and I got to pinch it and see probably one of the greatest tours ever. I was embarrassed to say it as like a teenager, but as an adult, I'm like I was at that show. People are like, holy shit, that's nuts. Prince, I get it. It doesn't hit me. Prince doesn't get me. He's talented as shit. It just doesn't speak to me. Again, I respect it, but not my bag.
As long as you respect it, that's all I ask. Like, right. It wasn't my bag until we did a bracket for it on this show, and then it became my bag, and now I fucking love Prince. But
all right,
I just never had anybody introduce me to it for fucking 34 years of my life. So this is what it is. But all right. Well, we're definitely gonna be back sometime. We might do a rap episode. We might have to, because we lack rap episodes in this show, and it kind of disappoints me.
Well, when you have bands chosen like Killswitch, Engage, and Korn, I didn't think rap was in the top 50 genres that were ever on this podcast.
We've done rap with actual rappers before. Like we've done rap, but it's just. Usually when I find someone that wants to rap on the show, it's either that old school 90s stuff, 80s stuff, or it's horrorcore. Like if it's someone I know that likes rap, it's gonna be a lot of them are gonna be horrorcore people. But one of our most listened to episodes was Snoop Dogg versus Dr. Dre, I think. Was it? No, Snoop Dogg versus Ice. No, Ice Cube was a different one. I don't know. I know it was Snoop Dogg. It was all albums from '93.
That was the one. That was the one that I brought.
That wasn't a rap show even. That was the only person who brought rap in that show.
Yeah,
I brought Snoop.
Yeah, it was Nirvana's In Utero, and then you brought Snoop Dogg, and then I brought Alice in Chains, Jars of Dirt.
So that was that episode.
No, Jar of Flies is right.
Yeah, Jar of Flies. Thank you.
Yeah. That was the 1993 episode. So. I was hoping this episode would actually be a 1994 episode just to kind of like do a sequel, but Chancy fucked that up.
Nope.
So
yes, I did.
So, but Kevin, where can they find you? Where can they find everything you do? Promote yourself to the fullest.
I want you to go run, not walk, to your phone and your iPad or your computer or whatever the hell your canary, whatever you use, and download Gutting the Sacred Cow, the best movie review / movie debate podcast out there, where the guests pick films they find overrated or hate and try to convince us to see their argument. But here's the twist: film must be widely beloved, critically acclaimed, or a financial success. So I want to see if people, go back and listen to it. Go find. I guarantee we've done your favorite film by now. People have tried to come on and do Apocalypse Now, The Breakfast Club, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Batman, Batman Returns, The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, all 3 Indiana Jones films, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. You'd be amazed at the list of people that hate these films or find them overrated. That's the other one too. I guarantee you, you're going to hate listen, or you're like, fuck that film. I can't wait to hear people try and tear that apart. That's what this is. No one else is doing what I'm doing. Go to guttingthesacredcow.com. Go grab yourself a pretty sweet ass shirt, mug, hat, bag, cell phone holder. Yeah, we sell those. guttingthesacredcow@gmail.com if you want to say hi or advertise with us, at GTSC Podcast on Twitter, Gutting the Sacred Cow Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, as the Chinese continue to steal our personal information. Way to go, guys. And that's the gist. At Kevin Goote on Twitter. I write some funny stuff from here and there. And the fantasy football jibber jabber, as you see behind me, that'll be starting back up in a few weeks as we talk NFL bets and fantasy football advice, all while being funny and not fake laughing over people like they do in the studios on all NFL pregame shows.
And what TV shows have you been a host of? I'm curious about that.
Watching Comics, that was on for 8 seasons on Amazon Prime.
Okay, yeah, I did hear about
and
that
jibber
show,
jabber, and that's on YouTube. But yeah, Watching Comics was the big one.
Yeah, I mean, that's
big one in quotes. I use that in quotes, by the way. This is not Breaking Bad here. We're talking, fellas. This is not fucking Magnum PI or even the reboot of Magnum PI. This is fucking Amazon Prime here. So let's not go getting it twisted.
Well, I mean, you can't really be the host of any of those shows, so there's no host. So.
Well, listen, I'm still holding out for The Price is Right. I think Drew Carey's terrible. No one's going to touch Bob Barker, but I'm open and available.
Shit,
that's valid.
I want to see you have a fucking judge show the way you fucking are so quick to judge shit. Like, I want to see you have a judge show.
Motherfucker, I just told you I have about 200 episodes where we judge movies on a podcast. So
I know. I want to see you in like a Judge Joe Brown, Judge Judy type capacity. Where you're
good. Another comic like Steve Harvey sitting on the bench who has absolutely zero legal background. But I won't wear a shark skin suit. I can promise you that.
Steve Harvey suits are legendary. Thank you. But
why are you taking credit for Steve Harvey suits?
I'm not taking credit for them. I'm saying they're legendary.
I just love busting your ball. I just love busting your balls.
Oh, I wish I could. I wish I could take credit for those.
Chancy's having a ball over there.
I am. I'm having too much fun with it.
Chancy's over there fucking holding his ball tongue like crazy. But Chancy, where can they find you besides the many support groups that make you go to?
Well, Facebook at Chancy Greif. Oh shit, I get fucking let the secret out. Now they're all gonna find me. On Instagram and TikTok is the Red Eye Table, or Red Eye Round Table, my bad. And X, now formerly Twitter, is Red Eye Table. And then obviously this application here.
Yes, XX baby. But you can find both of us. The fuck is that noise? Oh, okay.
It sounds like Megatron just blew a load into Soundwave's asshole.
That's really what it sounds like. But Chancy, stop whatever you're doing. There you go. But you can find both of us on Jeremy Bryant Facebook, which is where we stream, or you can find us on Uncensored, Untamed, and Unapologetic U-Cubed Podcast Collective Facebook group. You can find us on Twitter, XX Baby, and the Gram as Juggalo Bastard. You can find us on TikTok as Juggalo Bastard Podcast. You can find us on YouTube as Maniacal Music Musings, or you can find us streaming on YouTube as Blind Knowledge Network, because all knowledge was blind until Chancy stepped into the Superunknown. But we will be back, I believe, this Saturday with another episode, and I'm pretty sure this Saturday is the comedy album episode. So that's going to be a lot of fucking fun. We'll have to work on that coming up in the next couple of days. But until next time, your musers are out. We want to thank Kevin for coming on. It's been a fucking fun show. Go check out Gutting the Sacred Cow. I'm sure it's. I want to check it out because I want to see people. I want to see people.
Do it, goddammit. Pull your phone out right now and fucking subscribe. Let's go. What are we waiting on?
I want to see people hate on Spaceballs and Princess Bride. That's like my fucking.
What's your let me ask you. Let me ask you boys this real fast before you. I guess we're coming at the end here. What's your favorite movie? Both of yours.
Fuck.
I couldn't even pick one, to be honest.
Yeah, you could spit out top 5 songs from the fucking Korn album here, but here we are.
I mean, I have to write something down. I mean, shit. There's times where Jeremy brings absolute trash, and I'm like, well, I had to fucking pick something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
give me like your top 3 each then, if one's too hard.
Endgame, Revenge of the Sith, or
Revenge of the Sith's one of your favorites.
It is.
Oh, but Christ.
I love Hayden Christensen's acting.
Sorry, go ahead.
The third one, I don't even fuck. Third one, okay. The Birdcage.
Jesus Christ, how eclectic is that? By the way, someone did come on the podcast and did Endgame, so have a listen to that one.
I know a motherfucker who hates Endgame. Freddie.
Okay.
Freddie. Hashtag FYF. Fuck you, Freddie.
Chancy, what do you have? Episode 3.
For one of them, I'd have to say, for personal reasons, honestly, just nothing that's super popular. I'd say Hellraiser's one of them.
Oh God! All right.
I'm mostly just because it's one of the first monster movies that the monsters aren't the ones that are dressed up in leather and fucked up looking. It's the other people.
Right.
Shit, man. Like, I couldn't even stop and think of 3 movies that you haven't already mentioned that are widely critically acclaimed, or even, super deep cuts. Because, like, obviously I'm a big horror fan, so, like, obviously another one would be, like, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Halloween, solid for sure.
Okay.
But, like...
Has anyone done it yet? The new one?
Yes. Yep.
We've only had
a few horror films because so few horror films qualify because they're all shit. I mean, the ones that were done were Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh God, I'm blanking on it now. The first Jordan Peele film.
Oh, Get Out.
Get Out was done.
Yeah, Get Out. Yeah.
And I'm blanking on the others. God, I think that was it. I'm blanking. I have to go look, but. Yeah, horror films as a whole. Again, there's only I'd only would accept the first Halloween, and that's it. There are no other Halloween. The Saw, but that's not even a horror film. That's a suspense drama. That's not horror.
Poltergeist.
That would
Another
count.
one I liked was Aliens.
Not a horror film at all. Alien.
No. I'm just saying, as far as like films that I enjoyed.
Yeah. Fucking Aliens is fucking great. As I said before a million times, Alien is the better movie. Aliens is more entertaining.
For sure. I like the whole series pretty much. I mean,
oh really? I think
the newer stuff kind of sucks, but
Part 3 sucked, and after that, it was just a precipitous nosedive. 1 and 2 are fucking amazing.
1 and 2 are solid. I like the director's cut for 3. That was a lot better because the studio fucked up Fincher's David Fincher's fucking original cut.
I'm not a fan of any of the Alien movies, really. So yeah, but I mean, I like Covenant, but that's about it. And Prometheus was okay, but that's my personal opinion. The original movies are just so fucking boring to me. But if I want to see a not good-looking woman walk around a fucking spaceship for a long time, I'll find a lot of movies like that. I'm sure, but just watch Doctor Who. I mean, I love Doctor Who, but that's what a lot of it is. But
great.
Actually, you guys should do TV shows too.
Nope, that's not the show. Thanks for your advice.
Well, might just steal your idea for TV shows.
That's going to take – someone actually said that in jest. I'm fucking around. I mean, we can do it in a movie. Most movies are obviously an hour and a half to 3 hours. Let's call that. Do you want to sit there and watch 4 or 5 seasons of a show to try and gut that? No, you do not. Do you,
I see.
do you want to try and
mushrooms.
do, if someone says The Simpsons overrated, are you going to sit through a 30-year rewatch period? No.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't rewatch them regardless, but I've seen 30 years of it for the last 30 years
Yeah.
multiple times. So,
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, fuck. I would love to have someone come on a show and try to fucking down talk Trailer Park Boys. I would fucking tear them a new one. But
Cool.
Trailer Park Boys is amazing. But your musers will catch you next time, folks. And we once again thank Kevin for coming on. It's been an amazing fucking show. And we'll get them back for our rap edition of this. And until next time, peace out. And like Kevin said, like and subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. Thank you.
Mother, please forgive me. I just had to get out all my pain and suffering. Now that I'm done, remember I will always love you. I'm your son. Little child, look